Hello and welcome to our first English programs for the Lunar New Year 2009. As the Year of the Ox is already upon us, VTV International wants to give you the warmest congratulations for the new year. 2008 was a year full of events for Vietnam, with every field having its own moment in the spotlight. We'd like to open today's show with a review of the economic events of 2008. Inflation rocketed to around 23% for all of 2008 and was attributed to Vietnam's inefficient monetary and fiscal policies, coupled with the world's high prices of food, crude oil, and other commodities. Vietnam's inflation rate is among the highest in Asia, and higher food prices in particular are hurting the country's poor. Overall food costs were up 42.4% from 1 year ago, driven by a 67.8% jump in the price of grain, including rice, the staple food. Housing and construction materials rose 22.9% over the last year.
For the first time, the government revised down the gross domestic product growth target 2 times within 1 year, from the 8.5% range to 7% and then 6 to 6.5%. Due to the impact of the global economic downturn on Vietnam's economy. The trade deficit was estimated at around $18 billion, a 10-year high. In 2009, Vietnam will try to limit inflation to below 15% and bring the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, down to a single figure by 2010. Government efforts such as the tightening of monetary and fiscal policy have helped to curb inflation, which is mainly driven by surging global fuel, food and construction material costs, as well as high capital inflows fueled by booming foreign investment and strong local credit growth.
The alarm bell went off over the worsening environmental pollution. The high-profile pollution scandal involved Taiwanese-invested monosodium glutamate maker Vedan, which discharged untreated wastewater into the Thi Vai River in Dong Nai province. But what concerned the public was that the state environment agencies and local authorities did not show their accountability for nor fulfill their managerial role in the pollution issue.
Volatile prices of commodities and production materials dealt a blow to Vietnam's economy. Many industries were rescued by the government. However, consumers did not benefit much when prices of crude oil, steel ingots, and fertilizer plunged. Even though they suffered most when prices of these goods leapt, prices raised highly right from the first quarter and consecutively increasing in the second and third quarters, but consecutively fell down in months of the fourth quarter. Consumer prices in December 2008 grew by 19.89% against December 2007, and the average prices in 2008 grew by 22.97% against 2007.
In November, China reported an estimated 300,000 victims had been claimed. 6 infants have died from kidney stones and other kidney damage. 860 babies are still hospitalized. The chemical appeared to have been added to milk in order to cause it to appear to have higher protein content. Also in November, Vietnam found melamine-tainted milk products imported from Australia. Melamine-laced dairy products caused great anxiety among consumers, as well as huge losses for companies because of the inconsistent and inaccurate handling of the issue by the authorities. The Ministry of Health initially decided to destroy the melamine-tainted milk, but in December allowed the presence of a certain amount of melamine in food.
Foreign direct investment attraction emerged as a bright spot of Vietnam's economy, with commitments exceeding $64 billion. In 2007 and 2008, the total registered FDI capital reached $85 billion, doubling the accumulated amount of the previous 19 years. The dispersed FDI capital in 2008 hit a record of $11.5 billion, a year-on-year increase of 43%. However, the FDI disbursement is forecast to fall sharply in 2009 since developers of mega projects are projected to struggle with financial problems.
Real estate and stock prices tumbled after both markets overheated since the first quarter. According to the central bank, loans for the property market had amounted to 115 trillion Vietnamese dong, or over 6.5 billion US dollars by October 2008, 9.5% of the total outstanding loans in Vietnam. By the end of 2008, the factors which caused the falls in the real estate market had been settled, the high inflation had been curbed, construction material prices had decreased, while monetary policies had been loosened. However, experts still remain uncertain about the market's future. The stock market, which is considered the mirror that reflects the national economy, has been falling. The country's Vietnam index fell from over 900 to 300 points within 1 year.
Vietnam could have earned more from rice exports when the export price had soared to $1,200 US a ton. The government ordered a suspension of the signing of new rice contracts in early April 2008 to ensure food security for the country. 3 months later, companies were allowed to re-export rice, but the price plunged to $600 US a ton. The December export price continued falling to around $350 a ton. The losses were attributed to the poor export management capacity of the relevant state agencies and to the poor focusing ability of advisory agencies for the government.
More natural disasters hit the country and wreaked greater havoc. In particular, the prolonged cold spell in the north in early 2008 killed large numbers of cows and buffaloes, and the flooding in Hanoi and neighboring localities in late October also caused big losses. By November 2008, floods had killed 84 people and left 5 people missing, as well as inflicted crop, housing, and infrastructural damages worth 6.32 trillion Vietnamese dong, or more than 360 million US dollars, in 17 cities and provinces.
Vietnam's image has been seriously affected after former executives of Pacific Consultants International, or PCI, consultant for the second East-West Highway and Water Environment project in Ho Chi Minh City, admitted at a Japanese court that they had paid $820,000 US in kickbacks for Huỳnh Ngọc Sĩ, former head of the project management unit. As a result, Japan has held off current and new officer development assistance loans for Vietnam until Vietnam had cleared the corruption case. The government asked related authorities to set up a joint committee to prevent corruption in ODA-funded projects.